obviously, John, I want to kick it off to you. Where did the inspiration come for this project?
The inspiration for this project came from being a teenage boy who watched Cinemax, or tried to. When my mom, didn't know what I was doing, and of course the amazing cinema oeuvre of Zalman King and the Red Shoe Diaries. So that's, it's a love letter to that stuff.
Celena, to you, what attracted you to this role?
I just love when my agent sent me the sides for the audition. I read it. I immediately got the tone, and I said earlier, we were all talking about, I don't take myself seriously at all, and so I immediately I fell in love with this, just the stupidity of some of the things that were going on and the silliness. I'm like, okay, I'm such a dork and I'm a hot mess and I'm weird. And I'm like, and I even told my agent, I'm like, this is my kind of film. This is what I know I'm going to love. So I just loved it immediately, just from the sides I saw originally.
Yeah, Lisa, to you, you jump on as a co-producer of the film. What kind of made you want to jump on board with the project?
Well, initially, I just wanted to make a really fun movie with my friends. So we're all just really good friends, John and Chris, and now, of course, Celena. So that was how it started. But I think I was really drawn to the script for the same reasons John was just describing, which is I grew up in the 80s when the internet didn't exist, and our understanding of sexuality was formed by just walking through the living room right at the right moment when there was an R-rated scene. And so I think that we were just this is how sexual relationships happen, right? This seemed like probably when I was 9 or 10, what I thought how it happened, and that you're just literally rolling around, so I just thought it was hilarious from that perspective.
I agree. Yeah, there's a lot of different layers to it, and it's funny because it really does take you back to that time frame. It really it literally sets the tone very early. And Chris, not only do you co-produce it, but you have your nice little role as a saxophone player. My first question: can you play the saxophone?
100%.
Oh, okay. I was like, I didn't know if this was just a random I was like, I need to know, right? You know what I mean? It's just not a moment, No,
I'm very soulful. So no, I don't play the saxophone. No, the alto. I'm sorry, I don't play that kind of saxophone. I don't play the saxophone.
Yeah, I was just fascinated. I was like, all right, I need to know. Obviously, you guys are friends and stuff like that, so obviously that kind of puts you in the project. But it was just the first thing I saw. I was like, the first question I'm going to ask Chris is can he play the sax? And if he can't,
I didn't know that was my only. Yeah, I'll talk to you about saxophone. Sure. What do you want to
know? I'm dying right now. Sorry. No, but also, I obviously, with being friends with everybody here, not that of course attracts you to the role, but what else kind of about the project kind of interests you?
I mean, not to give the same answer as everybody else, but I also was very familiar with the epoch of Zalman King as a child. I fast forwarded through the sex parts and just really focused on the story. Red Shoe Diaries, Wild Orchid, if you might be familiar. And then I've been looking for an opportunity to work with John Wildman for 30 years. And so this is just the perfect culmination of events to make that happen. It was just really funny. It was a very funny script, and it was super weird, and that's my brand. So funny and weird.
I like your answer. Your answer was very much like whenever somebody goes, I read the Playboy for the articles. You know what I mean? That's I remember as a kid, that's what I wanted to read Playboys for, just the articles.
I look at it for the whiskey ads. That's
exactly.
All.
You know what I mean? Yeah. The interviews inside are what excite me. Celena, there's a lot of vulnerability within the role. How did you kind of prepare for that?
I didn't. I just do it. I again, it's totally, this is what it was the most fun that I've had on set. Like full disclosure, I'm a single foremost. I'm not I didn't come into this being an actor. I mean, acting kind of found me. So everything I do is just fun. And being a singer and an entertainer, like I'm just free. I do whatever, you know what I mean? And so there was no prepping. There was actually a point in the film where I did my silly, stupid striptease, right? And I had my shorts on. They're like, just roll it down. Everybody's being, I'm a woman, and let's, we got to be respectful. And apparently there were some issues with, you could see my pants, like my pants thing, and they kind of huddle in the corner and they're talking, and I know what's going on. And I just were like, hey, y'all want me to take my pants off? And they're like, would you? And I'm like, yeah. They're like, do you want to clear the set? And I'm like, I don't care. Do they want to leave? Like, I just don't care. I'm like, what do we got to do? And that's the kind of the mentality you had to have in order to do this, and just to kind of give it your all. Like, there was no prepping. I just did it. It was fun.
I like that.
We're all
John?
ashamed of our bodies, so we assume everybody is.
John, I like the idea, obviously, of the lost VHS tape. How did you shoot it, and what about the editing process and stuff like that?
I mean, well, a lot of the look of the the grainy thing and the pops and everything that was put in afterwards by the editing team, which includes Lisa. But shot wise, yeah, that's the thing, is that you wanted to capture that specific look of rewound tapes that get like kind of messed up, and and sometimes you'll lose a scene or two, and so we wanted to utilize that to even in the editing to go what did we miss, and it becomes even funnier because what you missed leads into something that wasn't supposed to be there.
Yeah, I think that's one of the things. It's like kids these days don't understand the struggle of rewinding and the fuzziness of a VHS. It's kind of like, I talked to somebody the other day, we were talking about the Titanic, and I was like, that's one of the first movies I remember being two different VHSs. You know what I mean? You had to watch the first part on the first VHS, and then you had to transfer it over to the second one. I'm like, kids these days don't understand the struggle of VHSs, or trying to record your favorite music video on VH1 and stuff like that. But all right, so I've got a last question. It's a fun one that I want to go across the board with. And John, I'll let you start off with. And you can give a real answer or you can give a funny answer. I really don't care. I want to know what you think Celena was on her way to do that she ran out of gas.
Oh.
I think Celena was clearly on her way for a class action medical suit, and also a heart surgery that was going to happen within the actual courtroom. So, because she's both an impossibly gorgeous doctor and lawyer. I mean, she has the degrees in her car, so she clearly was going to be doing both things at the same time.
I was going to
Lisa?
say medical malpractice trial. That was it, because she's a doctor and a lawyer.
Chris, to you.
That was the same answer.
Early on, I was pitching a B storyline where there was like a resistance fighting some sort of like mecha overlords, and this was supposed to be a dystopian future that would have cost way too much money and made no sense. But that didn't pan out. But I like to think that that's where that was going. As soon as she leaves there, she meets back up with the resistance. Is this on? Is this working?
Selena, where were you on your way to?
Well,
Tell us the truth. Tell us the no.
It was a messy breakup, and the only thing I cared about were my degrees. They were
in the car.
Yeah, that's why they're in the car.
Yeah.
The only thing I took were my degrees.
She's waiting for a new driver's license.
Yeah.
So she's carrying those in the meantime.
Hot, sweaty man, and I'm like, all right, well, here we go.
Yeah. There you go.
I thought I found it funny. I was like, I wrote the question. I was like, I have to say Celena, because I was like, gassy is just I literally rewound it because I was like, did he just say what? I was like, yes, he did. And I was like, that's incredible. I think it just added it to the layer of fun that this film was. And I just want to thank you guys for your time today. I had a blast watching this, and good luck at the festival.